The kingdom of heaven is like a man who sowed good seed in his field. But while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat and went his way. But when the grain had sprouted and produced a crop, then the tares also appeared. So the servants of the owner came and said to him, "Sir, did you not sow good seed in your field? How then does it have tares?" He said to them, "An enemy has done this." The servants said to him, "Do you want us then to go and gather them up?" But he said, "No, lest while you gather up the tares, you also uproot the wheat with them. Let both grow together until the harvest, and at the time of harvest I will say to the reapers, 'First gather together the tares and bind them in bundles to burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn.'" At the end of the age, the angels of the Most High will gather up the impostors to their destruction, while the Kodashim will be gathered into the barn. The real ones, and in the case of this analogy, wheat, isn't the only plant with lookalikes. Dandelions are an example of a plant with many lookalikes, and even though dandelion is a weed, it is a very medical, useful weed. Wheat has a few lookalikes too, including those tares, which are likely darnel, a type of weed. Darnel means stupefied, and that is likely due to its reputation for being toxic. In the same way, daffodils, whose Latin name is partially Narcissus, means something similar due to the toxic nature of parts of the plant. When someone is stupefied, they are dazed and confused, or the word that I think gives this whole analogy life, benumbed. To be benumbed is to be dead inside, and this is precisely how imposters are. The chosen ones are filled with the set-apart spirit, and the imposters are reprobates, having a seared conscience. Essentially, the wheats versus the tares is a case of Vavilovian mimicry, a type of crop mimicry named for Nikolai Vavilov, a plant scientist who took note of this phenomenon amongst plants. According to the Wiley online library, Vavilovian mimicry refers to the phenomenon where weeds evolve via human-mediated selection pressures to resemble the crops with which they compete. In this form of mimicry, the dupe is the human-mediated weed control process. The crop is the model, and the weed is the mimic. Now, taking this definition of Vavilovian mimicry, we can apply it to the parable of the wheat and the tares. The parable of the wheat and the tares refers to the phenomenon where Satan's children evolve via Satan's mediated selection pressures to resemble the crops with which they compete. In this form of mimicry, the dupe is the Satan-mediated weed control process. The children of Yah are the model, and the children of Satan are the mimics. To be the run of the mill is to be common, average, or rejected. And it is this feeling of rejection that sometimes prompts the imposters to imitate the Kodashim. To speak in worldly terms for a moment, the imposters, The rejected ones are narcissists, psychopaths, those of that ilk. Take a look at, research, or observe one of these people for yourselves, and you will see the spirit of Satan. A 2014 paper written by Sandvik et al., titled Psychopathy and the Ability to Read the Language of the Eyes, Divergence in the Psychopathy Construct. It says, the psychopath displays callousness, manipulative behavior, superficial charm, shallow affects, irresponsibility, lack of remorse, antisocial behavior, and an overall emotional poverty, but are still able to use emotional knowledge to manipulate, deceive, and charm others. The point here is that Vavilovian mimicry is just another way we can learn about ourselves and those around us from plants. Don't be deceived by people who appear to be good, appear to be like you. Satan comes as an angel of light. Why do you think that his children would be any different? Of course, they will appear to you the way that you are, because just like their father, they are great mimics.